Welcome and thank you for joining me today. I want to talk about men on the DL, on the down low. I feel for people who have gotten married and didn't know that their partner was gay, but sometimes I can understand why men are on the down low. Some are just scared. Let me take you back when I was in grammar school, and it was like the 5th grade. And I can't remember my teacher's name, but he looked like Ron Glass, very attractive guy. So it's nothing that he really did, but the girls in my class, we we all thought maybe he was taking, he seemed just to be a little nicer to the guys. And I'm not saying that he would have done anything. That's not my point. My point is, we got together and we were just talking, and we said, oh, he liked the boys better than he liked the girls. And we didn't mean in a sexual way, because in 5th grade I had no clue what gay people, about gays. And, I didn't know that men like men and women like women. And I didn't know about any of that. So it was just us talking, candidly, ignorantly. So it must have gotten back to the parents. I didn't tell my mom or dad because we talked at school and that was the end of it. I suppose some of the girls went back and told their parents, where they called the school, and I don't know the conversation. All I know is he was paying us girls a lot more attention and tried to spread it out. The attention that he gave, helping everyone the same. I look back and I said, in my teenage and adult years, I would think back sometimes and say, oh my gosh, he was gay. We could have got him fired. See, because back then it would have been a scandal. He would have got fired. Oh, I just shudder to think what would be the repercussions behind all of that. Okay, let's fast forward to, I guess, maybe 20 years ago. Usually I don't mention names or relationships in my videos, but this time I'm going to, because it bothers me that this has never been, there was never justice. My brother-in-law was gay. He wasn't down low. He was outwardly gay, everything, gay function, and, people around us, when his brother, my husband, would come out, they would come out and we'd have parties and get-togethers and invite other people and invite them. He didn't hide being gay. However, he was at a gay club and they were waiting to get in, and all of a sudden a car just comes into the crowd and hit the guys that was out waiting for the club to open. Well, my brother-in-law was in the group that got hit, and he broke his leg. He was in the hospital, the 6th week with the cast. And I always thought about that, it's like, did they mean to get him? Or was it random? But it was clearly a hate crime. So let's fast forward to maybe a year after that incident. Nobody had heard from him. My husband hadn't heard from him, and he would at least call his grandmother, or his mom or his sister, someone, through the course of, no one had heard from him in about a week. My husband got a call. He had went to the same club. They say it must have been two, and I'll tell you why later. But two guys, he took them home. And they killed him. They figured that it had to be two, the way he was positioned in the bathtub, but the way they killed him was they put a plastic bag, they put a pillowcase over his head and tied it around his neck, filled the tub with water, and dipped him into the tub. And as you're trying to breathe and it's wet and it's clinging to your face, it's clinging to your nose, so they suffocated him. The detective said that they figured it was a vet, someone who had been to or learned from Vietnam, or I'm not sure, because that's the way some of the people used to do the enemy in the swamp or watery area. They would put something over their head, dip their head in water, and they would suffocate. That's the story that was told. I don't know. So I can understand why, because the hate crimes, those type of hate crimes against different races, since against the LBGT community, hate crimes haven't stopped. I don't believe a lot of times some of the gay men that they say killed themselves. And no, it may be true, but it could be foul play. So that's the reason why I have an understanding on why some men just don't put it out there. Because it's dangerous. There's other reasons, and I won't go into that, but I just feel it's out of fear. They've never found who killed them to this day. His name was David Wilkins. And I hope the family don't mind me doing this. I don't have any contact with the family anymore, but I'm just hoping, even at this stage, that someone knows something. I don't know whether the perpetrator is alive, but someone knows something. And even at this stage, if they could find that person, if they can find this person, even at this stage, if they can find this person, and if they could find the killer of David, and I know that would give the sister some peace, it would give my ex some peace. The grandmother has passed on and the mother have passed on, but that case needs to be solved. So I just hope that they find the person these years later. So I'm going to stop right now, and I'm glad that you joined me. If you like this video, what I've had to say about the gay community. You know, some just are afraid. Maybe they live in an area where they don't feel that they're safe, and so they just don't put it out there. I'm just speculating. I'm just speculating. And as always, have a good evening, and thank you for joining me. Goodbye.